And I'm the drive-thru person. What would you like, sir? And we're at McDonald's. What would you like? What would you want?
There's all the time.
I don't know, nuggets.
Nuggets. Okay, so you want nuggets, right?
Yeah.
So we're at the drive-thru. You come to I'm asking you, what do you want? And based on your energy, you say, this is a nugget energy.
Okay.
So I go to attack you. So I'm going to give you nugget energy. But now you say, hold on. I don't want nuggets anymore. I want a
cheeseburger.
A cheeseburger
Yeah.
now. So now do a different motion. So then,
oh, I see.
right?
So you're giving me cheeseburger.
I'm giving cheeseburger now, right? Okay, so the elbow is, we don't just throw the elbow, all right? Most of our elbows come when there's some kind of, like your hands might be trapped, all right? So it's more like a swimming motion, like a swimming, okay? Swimming motion. So if your hand gets trapped, let me use Dwayne. And if your hand gets, so if my hand gets trapped here, right, I might use the elbow like a swimming motion. So what this is intended for, it's not this, okay? Because this is, if I go this way, what am I doing? I'm going sideways. I'm not going towards this line. So what we do, elbow usually goes up, and what we want to strike, unless I can pull his head in and hit him, we're going for collarbone, right? Hope you're enjoying the content. If you do, please like and subscribe. It'd be very much appreciated. Also, if you're looking for some custom designed Energy Wing Chun t-shirts, please click in the description below. Thank you again, and back to the video. Whack, that's why it's a boom, downward motion onto the collarbone, bow. Okay, so we don't do like people think elbow, right? They go like this with it. That's not the way we want to do it, because the direction of your elbow, if we go this way, it's going sideways, okay? And it's not to the line. So if we do this, it's more, see how it kind of goes to the line, right? So the first thing is we'll have, the first drill, we'll just have them push on that, okay? We don't want to fight at the elbow, once the wrist is, or the forearm and the wrist is caught, I don't want to try to fight that. I want to accept this and just kind of trap that down, going towards his center. Okay, we don't hit the collarbone. If you want to just kind of touch it, that's fine. But again, it depends. If he's pushing hard on that, if I try to push towards the collarbone, what am I doing? You feel is there strength? There's strength. So I don't want to do that, because if I do, he pushes on it hard, I go hard, and then how would he take that? Well, how would he use that against me? He'd use that against me. Okay, so I don't want to use strength. So I have to accept that he gives it to me. No matter how hard he has it on there, I can swim over. So if I don't reach his collarbone, that's okay. My goal is not to necessarily strike it. Whatever he gives me, I'll take. So if it's closer to here, let's say he pushes my hand here. Now I can go collarbone, because it's there.
It's less than 5.01.
Well, if it's less than 5.0, that means that he's weak. That would also work. But it depends on the distance. So if he has me out here and let's say he's less than 5.01, well then I'd have to step in and maybe get it. But if I'm here and he's say at 5, even harder, let's say he's a 6, I can still get him because the range is proper. All right, does that make sense? It's not about necessarily, the energy dictates it, right? So if he's too hard out, if he's like a 7 out here, I'm not trying to push. This is naturally what I will get. So what I'm trying to do is just remove this hand. Okay, I don't have to go, I'm trying to get the collarbone. That's not my goal. My goal is to clear the arm. As that comes pressure hard, I'm not going to be able to reach without using strength, right? So I don't want to use strength. So I'm just going to trap that down, trap it to clear it so I have the line open. All right, and if the range is, and if he's weak and I'm out here, for some reason I go here, he goes strong, then he goes weak, then I can get the collarbone because now he's allowed me to.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that. I
chase collarbone?
Any position where you would use the elbow like that on a weak energy. I figure it's always.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. He pushes strong, and then maybe he pulls back.
And you wouldn't transition to something else. You would still do the elbow.
Well, because I'm trapped here, he goes to pull back, then he gives me the the elbow, right? I mean, I could do many things, but right now we're just talking about elbow, right? So if he was weak from here, let's say I go bong sao, and but see, he has to get me to here to use elbow. If he's here, I don't want to use elbow here. I mean, it's not completely incorrect, but you typically want to use elbow when it's trapped, and boom, or swim over it, right?
Could you use elbow like if you're trying to trap your opponent? Like let's say you throw a punch. If he throws a punch, and could you use elbow to like?
Demonstrate with Dwayne. Now let me watch.
Like if you.
I go over more towards the middle. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's good.
I guess if you throw a punch and I were to box out, could I use elbow to like block and then like use my other hand? Like could I trap his hand with that hand?
Oh, he's talking about 1, 2.
Yeah, I know what he's saying. Okay, so if you're saying,
Not really a pop, but from a bomb.
He's showing you what he knows.
yeah,
You go
so
to elbow without that.
probably never say never, but probably not. So let's try. So I'm gonna use bong sao. He throws a punch, right? Why would I use? This is not really elbow. It looks. I just need to move it. I don't have to swim over it, right? Ideally, you want because if I do bong sao, it starts to collapse. Starts to collapse a little bit more. I do. Yeah. So you push harder. So and you start. Right. If the elbow is essentially an extra movement, right? For me to, when I can. Or my point is that if he throws a punch, I bong sao, and it's. Are you saying let it collapse first and then? So if it starts to collapse, then yeah, I can use elbow. But if I'm bong sao, now if I want to use elbow and it hasn't collapsed yet, see how hard that is? There's no point in doing that because I can just hit him there. See that my one shot, right? It's one movement versus clearing, then doing this. That's an extra move. You see how there's an extra movement? The elbow was an extra movement. So again, it's not completely incorrect. It's just that you're going to waste an extra movement and waste time, right? And then when we talk about efficiency, you want to make sure, right, Wing Chun is supposed to be an efficient art. So that means that you want to get to your target as soon as you can with the least amount of steps or movements to get there, right? Again, we want, let's see, how do we want to, so because he hasn't done bong sao. So for Eddie, just start here, okay? Let him push it, get it to your body, then swim, okay? And then Mike sent, so Mike, and Griffin, the punch comes, from bong sao, let him break it, then swim, and then you can add a strike behind it, okay? So you don't want to be bong coming in and go like this, okay? First of all, in this, we're not even in range, right? So that's why we just swim the trap. See, right? Because the pressure's coming in, trap it.
Are you exaggerating the movement as you know?
Because his pressure is there. It's coming here.
I don't know, that looks crooked. You're doing a lot of. And I know that's not right. That's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's just it looks
Feel it. Come feel it.
more roundabout
Than it was.
So it comes in.
Yeah.
Right? Because my goal is, right, if he, for some reason, I go here and he steps in, and you loosen this. Yeah, so he comes in.
Oh, you mean like
Yeah.
closes
So
the-
that's
okay,
it.
okay.
So regardless of my motion is the same. If for some reason he steps in while I'm doing it, then boom, collarbone. Okay? And if he doesn't step in doing it, right? So if you do it,
Yeah.
okay, so let
Use the bong first? Or,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see you need more.
Yeah.
You need more of a
Gotta
climb
swim.
to it.
Yeah, you gotta swim over. Kind of like a freestyle, right? You gotta get that elbow over, boom. All right?
Sam, what would you explain his side? Because does he keep his hand behind?
When he's doing,
When he's capturing the punch.
you could,
So basically, I'm like this.
Okay. And so if we get
I'm
here,
like this, and then I'm holding my hand like
Yeah.
this.
so what would it be?
Yeah, that's all he knows at this moment.
Yeah, that's okay. Right now, that's
For
fine.
now?
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
For now,
and
it's
ju-
okay?
just swim it. Yeah.
And then like that.
Yeah.
And then strike.
Let's see how strong that is. Feel mine. Push on it.
Oh, I see.
Feel it.
Yeah.
Push hard. What does it feel like?
Feels very light.
Very light, but yet it still can contain it, right? They're not containing your energy, right? Push hard, right? So not yours kind of feels like this,
Feels very rough. Yeah.
like you're kind of grabbing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's just yours, of course. Yours a difference of experience, right, in training. So, but
What can I do to not be as rough?
so just swim it over. Swim. That's it.
Like that.
Just swim over. Go slow. Yeah, that's it. And,
Just up and around.
Just up and around. Up and around, just, yeah, that's it. Right, so as it's coming in, again, that's it, right? Just swim. So I maintain contact?
Yeah.
So at the whole time, because you might, as I go here, you might change your energy. So it's just changing something, anything you want.
Anything I want?
Yeah.
Go back.
Now follow it.
Oh, I see.
You see,
Yeah.
right? Because it has forward energy. See how instantly, I didn't know what you're going to do, but instantly it went forward because my whole, as you give me pressure, I still have forward energy. But as you let go, like you just did, it just goes, right? As you let go,
Let go.
then it tells me that I need to move in because you're allowing me into your space.
Oh,
Do you see that?
Yeah, you're able to read my energy based on the movements.
Yeah.
I'm doing. Okay.
Right? And it was instant. It wasn't like I had to like think about it. Right? So, and that's what potentially could happen as I'm getting trapped and I go to change, right? Someone might see something. What might you do? Whatever, pick whatever you want to do.
Might like.
And so you're bringing it down now. See, now I know you're bringing it down.
I might try to throw this hand. I
Yeah,
guess?
so if you do that, I might come in. Stop.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right? So, but how I know that is as you push, you make a movement.
I see.
Right? You make a movement. Push.
Push.
You make a movement.
That was cool.
Right? So I'm not right. You're doing it, not me. I just have to listen to you, and you know, I'm going to give you what you want. So if you ordered, and I used this with Mike the other night, like we're at the drive-thru, and I'm the drive-thru person. What would you like, sir? And we're at McDonald's. You know, what would you like? What would you want?
I don't know, nuggets.
Nuggets. Okay, so you want nuggets, right?
Yeah.
So we're at the drive-thru. You come to my. I'm asking you, what do you want? And based on your energy, you say this is a nugget energy.
Okay.
So I go to attack you. So I'm going to give you nugget energy. But now you say, hold on. I don't want nuggets anymore. I want a
cheeseburger.
A cheeseburger
Yeah.
now. So now do a different motion. So then,
Push. Oh, I see.
right?
So you're giving me cheeseburger.
I'm giving cheeseburger now, right? Based on whatever you want. Original was nuggets, which is this movement, right? Hypothetically, but because you changed your mind, okay, it's already changed, right? So now you're changing your mind,
I see.
right? Now you gave me now that wasn't a cheeseburger, that was filet-o-fish or
Yeah.
something, right? But see, I'm not choosing what you order. You order it, and I just deliver what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why it doesn't seem like to some people it looks fake because they don't. That's why when you asked me before, why is YouTube and them all, like so many people
Like
dislike?
trash talk,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. Because they haven't spent enough time to understand Wing Chun.
And it's crazy. I haven't been in this class long, but already I can see why people trash talking, and like I can see why, even though it's simplistic in nature,
It's very difficult,
how
complex.
it is. Because like, in theory, when you explain everything like with the energy, right?
Yeah.
I understand that. Like that makes complete sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know enough about Wing Chun yet. And you give me either nugget energy or cheeseburger energy.
Yeah.
I don't know enough of the forms yet, or like I guess I can't
Respond.
instinctively respond or react
Correct.
to what you're giving me. So
Correct.
I understand why it's so important to practice the forms and everything else.
Yep, and you just need time, right?
Yeah, it's very,
And that's
very
the today's society. No one wants to invest 10 years into an art, right? Which is hard to just incorporate bits and pieces of it. You got to spend a lot of time to study the energy and all the movements and right, and the difference of how it feels. Like when you ask me how it feels smooth. It doesn't feel like I'm resisting you. I don't right when you push here. I don't go.
Yeah.
And it's just as you push,
It's just very fluid.
very fluid.
Yeah.
And so you don't even know what happens until it's too late.
Yeah.
Right? Because it doesn't feel like I'm giving you any response. Right? There's no pushback. Once you feel a pushback, you'll what? You'll want to respond. But if I'm letting you push on me, and I do that, see, you created this, not me. And so you don't even know that I'm going to respond to it because there's no tell. There is no, you push again,
Yeah.
there is no tell. Like there was a tell there, right? You felt
Yeah.
it. But as you push on it, there's no tell until it's too late, right? So they don't understand the energy connection. They just think it's a fixed movement.
They see the fixed movement. They don't feel the 5.01 because I feel like with this I'm very aggressive, so I'm definitely using a lot more
Energy.
force just because
Yeah.
I'm not used to it.
Correct.
But when you do it, it's so, like I said, it's so fluid that I can hardly tell you're using any energy.
That's right, right?
Yeah.
Because you're the one pushing on me. I'm not resisting you. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this. You're the one pushing, and you're like, oh, I think I'm winning. No, you're not,
Yeah.
right? Because it happens so subtle, is what it is, right? You don't feel big movements. And that's why it's very efficient. Because if I were to not to be as subtle, but I don't resist you, push. There's a lot more. It's not as subtle, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm loading up and trying to hit you. Whereas if I let it push, I let it settle, it's like opening a door or something.
That?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so, right? It's so simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
That's way better. Now, and that's why it's very smooth as you push on it. There's no movement. Well, how do you stop something where you can't really feel? And then when you see it, it's like for your eye to see it and then pass it to your brain, it's too late.
Yeah, it's crazy because you're right. I don't realize what happened until it's too late.
Yeah, correct, right?
Yeah, that's
and so
how-
then when you do, so think about it. Then when you do, you see it, then what? Then you freak out,
Yeah.
and then you do something like
move.
yeah, and then, yep, and then that's because we're subtle like that, it puts the person, he's playing catch up all the time.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
And then so you're rushing. The other day we talk about rushing out, like you're late, you wake up late, like I did on Tuesday. Same
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh, fuck. And then, everything just doesn't feel right. So same thing, when you're rushing, when I do something subtle, you push, right? And you see the punch coming, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Boom!
away,
You
and
just
then you block
just
this
asked
and
for a filet of fish. to your
Yeah,
neck.
and I didn't even realize you blocked it, but by the time I realized you blocked it, you already hit me with this.
Yeah.
So that's
But you see how and then if it's in real time, you're rushing, right? Because you didn't feel this, but you see it.
Yeah.
And so you go, holy fuck, boom, and then you just created that. Now you're dead, right? Like,
Yeah.
So that's why the subtleness and this energy that we start to train, that's very important. But it's very hard to get there consistently, right? And then to be able to use it real time. Right? That's not a 3-year thing. You're talking about 5, 10 years maybe. You could learn a little bit faster. Like I learned it a little bit faster only because I started teaching really early. Like my Sifu had hip surgery at about 1.5 years. But since I was kind of like you and I kind of like Griffin, I'm always at every class. So he needed someone reliable just to kind of teach his class. And so he kind of let me teach his classes while he was gone. And that elevated me to, I guess, a quicker understanding. I still had the same problems, because everything was much more, I guess, turbo speed, like condensed quicker.
Yeah.
Because and people ask you questions, you have to like think about it or come up with an answer, right?
It's hard.
It's hard, right? And so
It's hard.
yeah, and so but you do it long enough, then you start to figure it out faster. When you're forced to, it's faster, right? And so I was a student, but I was also a teacher very early. So that's why it was a little bit faster than most people. But it's not because I'm special. It's just because that was just my path under the circumstances I was given, right? And so I didn't know it at the time that would accelerate me. I was just happy to help, and pass on what I thought I knew at the time, right? And then little did I know, it actually made me grow a lot quicker, So